Choice number 1, 20 new patients calling your office who clicked on a Google ad. Choice number 2, 15 new patients calling your office that already trust you, they already know that they need treatment, and they're ready to pay for it. We've heard so many amazing speakers this week talk about the epidemic in dentistry right now regarding mental health. I don't know about all of you, but for me, one of the biggest stressors in my life is new patient exams. Patients come in with low stress. They may or may not know that they need dentistry, and if they don't know that they need dentistry, then you get to be the bad guy to tell them what the problems are and that they also need to pay for it. So I've actually had the experience of going from choice 1 to choice 2, and it turns out the answer was right in front of me the entire time. Right as I graduated from dental school, one of the things that I thought was so great about being a new dentist was being courted by the local specialists. They would take me out to dinner, they would take me out for drinks, they would consistently drop gifts off at my office, all in an effort to get me to send them my patients as referrals. 4 or 5 years ago, I was out to lunch with one of the local orthodontists who I work with a lot, and I was all excited about this veneer workshop that I had just came home from, and I was telling him, I'm really excited about doing veneers, I want to start doing more of them. And in the course of conversation, he said, Ben, I have this patient who doesn't have a general dentist who I'm finishing up treatment on, and I told her before I started that I could line everything up for her, but she has peg laterals. And so I told her that she was going to need a couple of veneers when she finished treatment. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send her to you. So fast forward 2 weeks, the patient called, she scheduled a new patient exam, and when I walked in to do that new patient exam with her, my experience was exponentially different. She already trusted me because the orthodontist had transferred the trust and said how amazing my office was and how great I was at veneers. She already knew exactly what treatment she needed, and she had already researched how much 2 veneers would cost, so she was prepared for the fee. So because of this experience, I decided that I really needed to develop a strategy to start reverse marketing to my specialists. The strategy that I put together consists of 3 different steps. The first step is that I needed to prove what I was capable of, so I needed proof. The second step was to make it really easy for my specialists to refer to me, and step 3 was the patient experience. I needed to make sure that it was amazing. So what I'm going to show you today is how to stop stepping over dollars to pick up dimes, and I'm going to show you how you can go from 0 new patient referrals every month to 10, 20, 30, or even more referrals every month from your specialists to make a different experience for yourself. So step 1, you have to prove it. So the easiest way to do this is photography, photography, photography. Not only can photography help you to diagnose and treatment plan, and not only can it help you to educate your patients, but it's essential for marketing to your specialists. You have to be able to prove what you're capable of. So whether you do it on an iPhone or a fancy DSLR camera, you have to take pictures. What I did in my practice is I went on a website called snapfish.com. There you can make really quick professional looking books for around 20 bucks. And I put 3 or 4 different before and after pictures of some treatments that I really enjoyed doing. I put information about myself and my practice and my educational background, and I had a bunch of these made up to deliver to my specialists so that they could physically see what I was capable of. Now, I get some pushback on this sometimes because people will tell me, hey, I want to do more of these procedures, but I have no pictures to show, therefore I'm not doing any. So there's an answer to that as well. I call them tuition cases. So it goes something like this. Mrs. Jones, I know that you shared with me that you're embarrassed of your smile. We talked about how doing 6 veneers on your upper front teeth would help you feel more confident with your smile. And you had shared with me that at this point, you're just not quite able to afford the treatment financially. So here's what I'd like to do for you. I'd like to discount your fee at 50%, And all I ask for in exchange is that you sign a photo consent, a photo release form that allows me to share your before and after pictures with other patients, and it also allows me to use it for marketing and advertising. In addition, I'd also ask you to just, at the end of treatment, just to write a small paragraph about how your experience was with me. You'd be surprised how many people say yes when you offer them a discount. Step 2, you have to stay at the top of mind of your specialists. You have to make it easy for them to refer to you, and they have to know that you want and you appreciate their referrals. So consistently swinging by their office, saying hello, dropping off some gifts, making some referral pads. We all have drawers full of referral pads for our specialists. Make some similar to that for yourself so that they can just really easily grab it and give it to their patients that don't have a general dentist, and they can find you really easily. And then you have to consistently remind them that, hey, I'm here, I'm still appreciating the referrals. Step 3, this may be a foregone conclusion, but we can't forget about the patient experience. You have to create raving fans in your practice so that every single time a patient goes to one of your specialists, they're just talking about how amazing you are, how amazing your team is, and how amazing your practice is. That makes it so much easier for the specialist to feel really good about sending their patients to you. This strategy became so successful for me over time that I actually started to run out of time to be able to make all these gifts, to make all the drop-offs and spend time with the specialists. So I actually had a team member of mine, a hygienist, Sarah, step up and volunteer to do this for me. Now, luckily for me, Sarah's a creative genius. And so she has put together the most amazing gifts that she develops and personalizes. We call them our gift baskets every quarter, and drops them off to our specialists. And I'm not talking about a gift basket that you go to Costco and you buy. These are really personalized, unique gifts. So much so that I don't even have to know when she's doing the drop-offs anymore, because my phone is blowing up with text messages from my specialists, taking selfies with pictures with their team of these very unique gifts that we drop off to them. So in our practice, we've given Sarah the title Professional Relationship Concierge. So this is what I would suggest you add to your team, whether it's developing someone on your team that's creative and you foster and you train them, or fortunately, I've actually been able to clone our Sarah. We've been able to systematize and scale our quarterly programs with our specialists so that we can provide instructional videos and shopping lists so that really anybody can do what we can do. And that's one of the services that we offer at Best Practices DDS. So however you do it, find your Sarah. So what this has done is it's added an extra layer of new patient flow to my practice for a relatively low initial investment, for a really high rate of return. And it has proven to be pandemic proof. What we have found during the pandemic, my specialist referrals actually went up because people were looking for businesses to go to where they could trust that they were going to be safe. So it's already proven itself throughout the pandemic. And not only did I get a financial return on investment, but I got an emotional return on investment. I now have a better mix of new patients coming in. This decreased those awkward new patient exams, decreased my stress, decreased my anxiety, because the patients already trust me, they already know what they need, and they're ready to pay for it. I did this, and you can too.